Hi, this is Rev Ed with today's Back Porch Devotional from Psalm 104. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, you are very great. You are clothed with splendor and majesty, covering yourself with light as a garment, stretching out the heavens like a tent. He lays the beams of his chambers on the waters. He makes the clouds his chariot. He rides on the wings of the wind. He makes his messengers winds, his ministers a flaming fire. He set the earth on its foundations so that it should never be moved. You covered it with the deep as with a garment. The waters stood above the mountains. At your rebuke they fled. At the sound of your thunder they took to flight. The mountains rose, the valleys sank down to the place you appointed for them. You set a boundary that they may not pass, so that they might not again cover the earth. You make springs gush forth in the valleys. They flow between the hills. They give drink to every beast of the field. The wild donkeys quench their thirst. Beside them the birds of the heavens dwell. They sing among the branches. From your lofty abode you water the mountains. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of your work. You cause the grass to grow for the livestock and plants for man to cultivate, that he may bring forth food from the earth, and wine to gladden the heart of man, oil to make his face shine, and bread to strengthen man's heart. The trees of the Lord are watered abundantly, the cedars of Lebanon that he planted. In them the birds build their nests. The stork has her home in the fir trees. The high mountains are for the wild goats. The rocks are a refuge for the badgers. He made the moon to mark the seasons. The sun knows its time for setting. You make the darkness, and it is night, when all the beasts of the forest creep about. The young lions roar for their prey, seeking their food from God. When the sun rises, they steal away and lie down in their dens. Man goes out to his work and to labor until the evening. O Lord, how manifold are your works! In wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. Here is the sea, great and wide, which teems with creatures innumerable, living things both small and great. There go the ships, and Leviathan, which you formed to play in it. These all look to you, to give them their food in due season. When you give it to them, they gather it up. When you open your hand, they are filled with good things. When you hide your face, they are dismayed. When you take away their breath, they die and return to the dust. When you send forth your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the ground. May the glory of the Lord endure forever, and may the Lord rejoice in his works, who looks on the earth and it trembles, who touches the mountains and they smoke. I will sing to the Lord as long as I live. I will sing praise to my God while I have being. May my meditation be pleasing to him, for I rejoice in the Lord. Let sinners be consumed from the earth, and let the wicked be no more. Bless the Lord, O my soul. This hymn is just a beautiful song of praise to God for the glory of creation. The author, and we don't know who that was, obviously had Genesis 1 in mind when he wrote this, as he walks us through the absolute glory of God's created universe. And he takes us through every aspect of it, pausing to reflect on the wonder of God's creation, the infinite variety and beauty, and the way it all works together according to God's plan. There is not an aspect of the created world that is not touched on here. And it reminds us that our Creator stands apart from his creation, but is intimately involved in it. And nothing happens in this world apart from his direction and control and guidance. It is just a beautiful song about the wonder of the natural world. And it ought to make us pause and reflect every time we step outside of our homes into this natural world. We need to, as Jesus said, consider the lilies. We need to stop and observe the world that God has made and pay attention to it and reflect on God's incredible imagination. You know, one of the things that I like to reflect on, especially during the summer, and this is just me, but you think about it, when you see the trees all full of leaves, imagine how many different shades of green there are. And ask yourself, why are there that many shades of green? What possible purpose does it serve? Well, the purpose is to reveal the glory of God, who just takes delight in beauty and in the variations within a thing. You think about the infinite number of birds and fish and all of the creatures that inhabit this world. All of them it's like a ballet, it's like a symphony. It just unfolds day after day after day as we look at the glory of this world and see how it reflects the glory of God. You know, in the first chapter of Romans, Paul says that it is obvious from the created world that there is a creator. And therefore he says no one has an excuse for denying the existence of God. I swear I believe it takes a whole lot more faith to be an atheist than it is to at least believe there is something beyond this world. You know, those with all sorts of theories about how the universe came into being cannot answer the big question, why is there something instead of nothing? And they cannot answer the question, if the Big Bang is the way this universe came into being, and that actually squares with Genesis 1, then how do you get something out of nothing spontaneously by itself? Nothingness does not create something. You have to have someone creating the something out of nothing. And the glory of this natural world tells us about the glory of God. We should give thanks to God for the world that we inhabit. And we should remember that he placed human beings on this earth to be good stewards of it. We will one day give an account to the Lord for how we have tended to the beauty of this creation. And we just need to celebrate every single day this glorious planet that he has given us to live in. We need to be thankful, and we need to praise God when we reflect on the wonders of nature. I'm reminded of that great old hymn, "This is my Father's world." I can remember the words, "This is my Father's world, and to my listening ears, all nature sings, and round me rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's world, and I rest me in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas, his hand, the wonders wrought." Everything you see in this world points to the glory of a good God who gave us this beautiful world to live in. So step outside today, get a taste of nature, and give praise and thanks to God who created this wonderful place for us to live in and to be stewards of, that in the way we handle his creation, we might bring glory to him and thanks for all that he's given us. God's blessings be upon you this day.